Welcome to the Military Millionaire podcast, where we teach service members, veterans, and their families how to build wealth through personal finance, entrepreneurship, and real estate investing. I'm your host, David Pere, and together with my co-host, Alex Felice, we're here to be your no BS guides along the most important mission you'll ever embark on, your finances.
Vehicle 1, you're clear to depart friendly lines.
Roger, Vic 1, Oscar Mike. Welcome to the Military Millionaire podcast. We are talking about how nobody has joined the conference under Alex's discount code yet because nobody loves him. That's the start of the podcast. That's going live.
Yeah, I'm finding that nobody's used the code yet. And we could definitely talk about, maybe they didn't buy the ticket yet. So maybe they're
I'll follow up. Maybe they didn't buy it yet. That's
if
fine.
you want to support a lonely Alex Felice, use code Alex for a discount to this event that we are actually going to spend the next however long we talking about REWBcon, because I'm excited. So if I guess this could be the actual intro now. That was kind of talking shit, but I'm probably going to leave it in there anyway. So this is really not a normal episode of the Military Millionaire podcast. We are bringing on Dustin Heiner, my friend. Alex wishes he was his friend as well, but they're just acquaintances. Dustin and I met actually at the exact same event that Alex and I met at, FinCon 2018 in Orlando. Somehow we all still talk to each other, and none of us have died or killed the other. And we're all real estate investors. We all have our own brands. We all have our own podcasts. We all do our own things. At least you know me, you know Alex, and Dustin has been on the show before, so you know Dustin. But we're all here because we are going to talk about the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference that is going down in Arizona here in March. And Dustin's putting this on with a whole bunch of really cool dudes and chicks, real estate peoples, who are all experts in their field, but not pitchy. So it's not going to be like a big pitch deck, other than, of course, us talking about the fact that we're attending this event, which is only a pitch if you use Alex's code. If you use mine, it's a gift. So
actually, you know what? Let's get right into it. I was sitting around minding my own business, and I get an email from Dustin, and it's like, here's who signed up with your code so far. And I was like, I could not be bothered to care less, except I had none. And I've made a few posts, and then David has some and Shelby has some, which actually we're gonna have to talk about this. The problem one of the big problems that we have is that you picked all these people in the exact same social circle. You didn't
have one, and I'm going to shout out
social circles. You
Travis
got one
Hill.
social circle. Travis Hill's my friend. He did it.
He used my name.
He did it because he feels bad for you.
Thank you for being my number one fan, Travis.
However, I said these ding dongs should not be able to outcompete me because they can because they have bigger audiences, not because they have more talent. I'm certainly the talented one. I certainly have certainly the best looking one. So I said to myself, what can I provide that these other dinglings can't provide? And so I made a post. I said, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my camera, of which I have many.
Pause
he's
for
physically
effect.
getting, yes, he's physically on the podcast. He's physically getting a camera.
Wait,
it would be my good one, but I'll pull up my old one. I have a camera
recording.
Yeah, I don't care. Look. This is half my show too. Okay, hot shot. Look, this is how hot I am.
The good one's looking at him right now. For those of you who didn't catch that.
Yeah, no, actually, that's the R. I have an R5 around here somewhere. I lose cameras. I just have so many. So
just a $4,000 rig laying around.
So I said every time I go to a conference, I bring my camera. And actually, FinCon 2017, when I met you guys, was my first time. I've gotten a lot better since then. They pay me to go shoot conferences these days, but Dustin can't afford me because it's his first one. So I said, I'm going to go to this thing. I'm going to bring my camera, but instead of shooting the event like I normally do and just giving people a bunch of profile pictures, Dustin's profile picture is a picture I took of him just screwing around having funsies, which I love, by the way. And
it's a fantastic picture.
So is mine.
And I've gotten a lot better since then. And Shelby's entire social media presence is pictures that I've taken. So I said, here's what I'm going to do. Not only do you get the discount code, using Alex, you get $50 off this event. Same as you do, David. Same as you do with Shelby. Same as you do everybody else. It's the same amount of money. I am not going to take a single picture of anybody at that event except for those who use my discount code. And since I know that number is going to be small, probably 5-6 people, maybe, You basically get a professional photographer to follow you around and give you social media posts, Instagram, Facebook, profile pictures for 3 days, and you get it for free. So not only do you get me, you also make sure that nobody else is I'm going to flat out rudely refuse. Nope. You didn't pay no money. You didn't use my discount code. You don't get no camera work. So you get me for free and you get exclusivity.
Wow.
I think
David, what are you going to throw into the deal? Because
what are you going to throw into the deal?
A lot.
I think we figured out why nobody signed up under Alex's name. He's like, hey, I'm going to interrupt your conversations with this thing in your face. And you're going to get stuck with me for 3 days.
Oh, it's definitely my personality that people are like, yeah, I'm not signing up for that.
What am I putting together? There's a meetup for everyone military millionaire group, apparently, except for Alex, because he won't be there. Because he just said he doesn't want anything to do with us because I'm not using his code. So everyone who's in the real military millionaire community and whether you use my code or not and is excluded from Alex's venue, we're going to do a meetup. And you're going to get to hear me speak. And you'll have to listen to Alex speak, true, but we'll find something to do during that time. And then obviously you're going to hear Dustin speak and Chad Carson speak and Ryan Dossie speak and Shelby Osborne speak and Dustin, why don't we let you talk about the event for a minute?
Yeah, no, I number one, I really appreciate
Welcome to the show.
being on the show. Yeah, no, this is fantastic. It's been so long since we've actually got to hang out. I mean, stupid 2020 rolled around. We don't get to hang out then. And then it's just, it's been so long. So I'm super pumped that we get to hang out right now. And on top of that, I started thinking, you know what? We don't get together enough. Mm-hmm. Let's plan something where we can all get together. We could bring our people, the people that are in our networks, and all do a great community type of event. And that's really what I'm trying to build with the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference. It's not just a conference. It's to build a community of real estate investors, whether they're in military, whether they're syndications, whether they're land investors, single family home, whatever it might be. We all grow. I know I grow tremendously when I'm hanging around you guys. Well, not necessarily so much Alex, but other people like that are in. I'm just kidding. Alex is great. So with that, we bring everybody together, hang out and learn from each other, and then also build a community after this. So what we're going to have is literally an entire year long of community, but just so happens that we get together once a year at a conference. So it's a Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference. And this is really how it came about. I had students, I coached a lot of students, and they said, hey, Dustin, we want to meet up. We want to get together in person. I said, that sounds like a good idea. But number one, I'm not that egotistical. And number two, I thought maybe I could bring other people, like maybe my friends who are influencers, and great investors too. What's that?
I said, and have egos.
Have egos, bring them and say, hey, let's all bring all of our audiences together, build a big community where we can all have our own meetups individually, but at the same time, bring everybody together. And so I immediately called Alex and David. I said, hey, this is my idea. What do you guys think? You guys immediately jumped in. And now we have like 23, I think right around there, 22 or 23 speakers that are all bringing their audiences. We're all coming together, and we're really just making sure that investing gets better. Like, we're just hanging out together, building a community. It's going to be an actual conference. Like, you'll have sessions where people are going to be speaking. We're going to have the main stage. I'm even going to have sponsors there that literally the sponsors are companies that we use in our own actual business. And I figured, hey, let's bring everybody together. So that's what the Real Estate Wealth Builders is all about. And like, so you guys weren't listening to this. David started recording just a little late. Alex started screaming. As soon as I jumped on the Zoom call, he goes, hey, I don't want any sales pitches. I'm like, wow, that's exactly what we're talking about, Real Estate Wealth Builders. If you've ever gone to a real estate conference ever, like if you go to a 10X conference, like for Grant Cardone, you will literally get in there for maybe $100, really cheap ticket. And then after every single session, they'll say, okay, now run to the back and go give us $20,000 on 8 of your credit cards, and we'll basically take your money. It's basically all a sales pitch. This is not that. This is where we're all literally just coming together and hanging out, building an entire community together. That's what we're really hoping with the Real Estate Wealth Builders Conference.
So
that was the pitch that Alex didn't want.
No, it's okay. No, because you know what? Let me tell you something. About in 2017, I moved to Las Vegas, and something hit me. And Dustin, I think you're really going to resonate with this because I tell the story, but people don't get it. And I'm going to come to a pretty intense line of thinking right here. Right. You're a religious fella. I'm a pretty I'm an influx on religion. Let's say that.
Yeah.
I've been studying religion my whole life. This country has largely, in real practice, abandoned religion. And the problem with that is that you lose church along with it. Now, I have my complaints about the church. It's not the church that is important so much for this. What's important is that you lose your every day going to meet your community members, or every Sunday. Every Sunday, you get to hang out with the people that live in your neighborhood, and you develop real relationships with real community people that live near you. And we lost that. And then we trade it for the internet, which is god awful in as a trade. And it actually creates isolation. And it's not real community. And so when I started the event, I called it Real Estate Church. And it was loosely about real estate. That's how I met the people. But the idea was on Sundays, we're going to meet at 8 a.m. and we're going to hang out till noon. And we're going to talk about whatever we feel like talking about, but it's going to be community. There was no formal education. There was no format. There was no introductions. There was no speakers. There was no sponsors. There was just like, come sit at a coffee shop and bullshit. It would happen to be real estate people, but it had nothing to do with really real estate. And I still believe in that idea. I do here in Fayetteville. And I think that's an idea that's going to continue to grow. And when we go to events, conferences, you will not catch me I'm not going to a class. I'm not going to learn. I don't learn that way. And I don't like that. I don't learn that way. And I don't like that kind of format. Doesn't matter what I like. Point is, I go there for the community. You guys and I are still friends because of community. And we brought over, you have to meet people over shared values. And if you are in real estate for any amount of reasonable time and have any amount of success, you find out real quick that houses have almost nothing to do with it. And people and who you hang out with is almost everything to do with it. So with all that rant said, I am pro community and I am pro pitching community, especially real community.
With that, we didn't even tell what your promo codes are because we led into what the promo that you guys need to use your promo codes. So Alex,
they're
promo
both
code is
Alex.
Alex.
They're both
okay.
Alex.
There we go.
The only code for this community is David.
David's is Alex as well.
David's is Alex.
Is Alex.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, if everybody on this show signed up using Alex's code instead of David's code, I would be okay with that because we all need Alex to boost his ego because we all know it's just not there.
Whoa. I don't know if
the world
Alex needs anybody to
Alex
boost his ego.
To be up here, and he's kind of so.
One of you is insulting me and one of you is complimenting me, and I'm taking both of them positively.
You should. That's what I always do. And so, so David's is David. Alex is Alex. Literally just spell their names, their first names, and you'll get $50 off. I mean, that's more like 20% off the ticket price. And so we just want to hang out. That's literally what we're doing. So Alex, I fully agree with you. When we talked on the phone, when I brought up the idea of doing something like this, you hit the nail on the head. It's the community aspect. It's basically getting that gathering of people together. And in fact, I have found that Zoom has made relationships for me feel more stale or just not good. I feel more personal calling somebody on the phone, like literally old school telephone. I feel like that's such a more personal conversation than Zoom. I could be the only one thinking this, but it just feels like that. Like, oh my goodness, I actually get to talk to him on the phone. Like, this is cool. And so imagine meeting in person and then being able to hang out. Like I'm right there with you, Alex. I really don't go to sessions. Like I don't go to the talks. They're great. They're recorded. I could watch them later, but you do not get to duplicate after the conference. You do not get to duplicate that community feel of literally walking around the halls with Alex with his big old camera shoving in your face and then saying, hey, I'm Alex. Let's chat. Let's go hang out. So that's what I love about having conferences.
Dude,
both of
actually,
you
the year of Zoom,
your butts down and listen to me preach.
We will.
The year of
we'll
Zoom,
be there.
the year that everybody's like, everything's remote. We're Zoom now. Is like 2020. I realized it hit me like a ton of bricks. Zoom is like, actually what I realized was how important face-to-face actually is, because Zoom is not going to be able to replace human body language. So more than ever, like Zoom's great, dude. I love being able to do this. And Dustin, I'm sorry that you don't have the same, I get a lot out of Zoom. Like for people who are at the house and they're introverts or they're feeling lonely or they're not getting their social, like reach out. I Zoom all the fucking time. I love being on Zoom. In fact, what I really want to do is just have like a live thing so people can check in anytime, like a live on room all the time. That's what I really want to do. But it's nothing for a Friday night at the bar with the boys. It's nothing compared to Sunday morning's real estate church. It's nothing compared to a conference. It's nothing where you're, dude, and conferences create such an unbelievable atmosphere. And Phoenix in March, it's going to be lovely. And you're just hanging out, and then you're like, yo, we're going to lunch. And you see a crowd moving, and then somebody's like, Dustin, Shelby, Alex, David, I want to go to lunch with those people. Come on. And the next thing you know, you're in a social circle that you had no business being in. And you get in. That's just the way it is. I get most of my opportunities because I go to conference and I just shove my life into somebody's life that they probably wouldn't bother with me. And I probably, they're probably way too good for me, but they can't, they don't want to be rude. So now, and then we're friends.
If I walked up on the four of us, you, me, Dustin, and Shelby all standing there talking, I would run. I would probably go the other direction, but
why is that? Well, explain that. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, the four of us together sounds like a dangerous combination. It sounds like
you're scared of your own shadow.
This is conversation. that's like the fifth person is going to walk up and just be like blown away by how I don't even want to say
there's definitely a
we're up to no good.
There's definitely a weird factor about. I felt this at FinCon the first time. There's like this fake minor celebrity thing that I just find disgusting, where it's like, rock star. The first person who's in March and here's this podcast, and they go there and they called me a real estate rock star. You're gonna go. You're making my blood boil just thinking.
So everybody should call Alex a rock star.
I hate it.
It's the hair.
It's minor. It's like you get intimidated by a minor nobody, and it's self-defeating.
Dude, you're not 100%
is. Yeah. So whenever I go to a conference and I see somebody that I maybe know, I act as if I have no clue who they are. Oh, hi, how are you? What's your name? And it's just like, it literally breaks the tension. In fact, some people actually get annoyed who think that they're legit. I'm like, stop taking yourself so seriously. It's not that big of a deal. And so for anybody that's going to be coming to the Real Estate Wealth Builders, I can call it for short, it's called REWBcon. If you're coming to REWBcon, you literally see me walking down the halls or talking with David or Alex, literally grab me and say, hey, my name is Bob or whatever your name is. And we'll start talking because that's what it's about. And in fact, when I remember both Alex and David, in the first time that we met, it was kind of like a blindside. It's like, oh man, who are you? Let's start chatting and let's start talking. You never know what interesting conversations you're going to have, what you're going to learn from the other people, let alone being around people just like Alex and David and Shelby and other great investors who are literally there. And everybody needs to get this. The reason why I bring in Alex and David on and Shelby among everybody else, all the 20 other people, I didn't call it people that are takers or people who are just want to sell things. I called up people, my friends, who I've said, you know what? You're a giver. You're somebody that loves to help other people. You need to be here because this is what it's all about. It's all about giving. It's all about helping other people. Now, you probably will never, ever get a Grant Cardone at my Real Estate Wealth Builders conference. So at this conference, if let's say 10 years from now, it gets to be where it's a good size, I would never invite Grant Cardone. He's not the right fit. But Alex and David and all these other people, we're all givers. And so if you're going to see us walking down the hall, feel free, at least for me, I'm going to say definitely for me, stop me. I'd love to talk with you. I'd love to see how you're doing, see what you're doing in your investing, and give me pointers if I can.
Yeah. By the way, you got Shelby because I recommended her. So I think, and now she has more signups than me. So I think her signup should count towards mine.
Oh, this is a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's a pyramid scheme.
Well, how many
just invented that?
How many friends do I have that have people coming? No, just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to.
I recruited
Shelby.
Alex, so now Shelby's count as a half towards me, and Alex's count no.
So when you brought up Shelby, I thought, well, if Alex is bringing up somebody, because you know the vision of it, building a community and then helping each other, like helping people out. That's the goal of it. You said Shelby, you have to bring Shelby there. I'm like, done. If you're because I know you, Alex, you wouldn't bring up anybody that would not fit that mold. And then after I talked to Shelby for the first time, I was like, Shelby, you're a perfect fit. I don't know why you hang out with Alex, but yeah, you're a perfect fit for this conference.
I'm a connector. Nobody actually likes me. I just know all the people that I just know people that,
You
you tolerate me because you're like, Alex knows some people. I don't know how he knows them. They don't like him, but he can get you in touch with them. Yeah, I call it Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah,
actually, Stockholm?
I just annoy people until they're like, he's okay, he's misunderstood.
It's a cheap way to get really good photos of yourself, and that's literally the best thing about man, bring Alex along. He's gonna be taking pictures.
That's
Yeah,
what
but
Shelby
what-
like.
What
She
you
doesn't really
don't
like me.
realize is that Alex also has the blackmail photos hidden in there.
Oh,
He's got one or two of me that I'm like, wait a minute.
Let's pull some up. Hold please.
and okay, so I while he's pulling up, I definitely got to share that
It's
each
such a
person is
bummer.
gonna.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody's going to have their own meetup, which is great. Like David from Military to Millionaire, there's going to be a meetup for them, for everybody inside the community, as well as myself and Alex. And we're going to have individual times during the conference. Like this one entire room for this hour is blocked. If you just want to hang out with Alex and just be there with him, he's going to be in this room. Come hang out with him. This one big room to everybody. But at the same time, I'm really pumped about this. There is also going to be, and we're going to be in Phoenix, which we love having fiestas. I'm going to call it the closing fiesta on Saturday night. So the 12th in the evening from 6:30 till whenever we get done, I'm literally going to be throwing a closing party, a closing fiesta, and all of the speakers will literally be at. You'll see all of us. And thinking that this is what got me thinking about the closing party, closing fiesta, is all these incriminating photos happen after like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. when things are, we're having a lot of fun networking and meeting people and just having a goofball time. This is what's going to be. So if you want to see these types of pictures being taken, you have to be at the closing party.
If you want pictures of you taken, I'm deadly serious. You better use my discount code. Otherwise, no evidence. You're screwed. I'm so sorry. Shelby's not getting any pictures of her. Nuh-uh.
I don't know-
She even
I don't-
texted me. She's like, I wish I used your discount code because I
don't know why Alex is going through all this work looking for blackmail photos of me when he knows that he's going to have to ask me to give him permission to share his screen.
Oh,
I'm gonna post them.
touche.
Okay.
I'll
I'm gonna
give you.
post them.
I'll
on-
let you share
I'm
it.
gonna,
I don't care.
I'm gonna post them on From Military to Millionaire Facebook group right now.
Blocked.
Yeah.
Rachel, I need you to block someone from the Facebook group.
And so everybody that as Alex is still, he's literally looking. You guys, if you're watching this, you can tell he's literally looking for it. But as he's doing that, I definitely want to share that as inside the conference, what we're going to be doing is, like I said, building a community. And outside of that, I'm even thinking about, as best I can, not creating a Facebook group. I think Facebook groups are dead. They're dying. I think Facebook's going to be dead pretty soon. But I'm thinking of creating something like a Slack channel where literally all year long, we're going to be hanging out in Slack. And yeah, like a military channel, let's say syndication channel, land investing channel, like basically all of these ways for us to continually connect and continually grow together. What do you guys think? Do you think that would be beneficial? Having
My,
Bro,
my
Discord.
Facebook group is not
Discord.
dead.
Discord's
better?
Discord's the future.
Well, I agree with Discord, but it's so stinking hard for people who aren't the best at technology. You're like, what in the world am I looking at? This just looks like DOS.
You know what? No, I'm
know?
so sorry, Dustin. I'm so sorry. I think that's you being used to one UI, and it's hard for you to get used to the new one. But I don't think it's that difficult. I think it's a process that you're used to something, and this is new. I don't think Discord is that difficult. It's different. But I don't think it's difficult. But I think the future, kind of to what you're saying about the communities, I think small groups is going to be the future. Facebook is like everybody, and that's why it sucks. And that's why you say something. It's like, now I can't offend.
I agree.
I can't offend anybody. Well, everybody's offended by something. So
Yes.
small segmented groups is going to be the future. I want to start my own Discord, like my own narcissistic stuff, because I know there's people that want to talk about the same things as me. And I think Discord, I haven't really actually done much of it, but I've been using it more and more.
So I used Discord before I started using Slack, and I got it. Like I get it. I completely understand it. But I'm also thinking of everybody. Like if we have
like Slack,
like 500 people. Yeah.
The problem is though, but don't you have to pay for Slack?
No.
I think if I'm creating something for the real estate wealth builders community, then definitely I might have to pay for something. I think. David, am I wrong?
I don't remember ever having paid for anything, but I don't know.
You have to pay if you end up hosting more than one or two.
Those are to subscribe to the OnlyFans links. That's not for the.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I'm so sorry. I don't know what David's got going on OnlyFans, but he makes this joke once a day. So either he's either a content creator or a content consumer. I don't know.
Side
I don't
hustle.
know.
Side
Boom.
hustle.
Yeah, maybe. David, let me share my screen, please. Thank you.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, this is exclusive content. I'm not going to post this anywhere else. If they want to see it, they have to watch. Is it going to go on YouTube, David?
Yep.
They have to watch the YouTube for you to see this content.
All of
It's not
this is
that good.
photoshopped.
It's not that good. I haven't even photoshopped it. Look at this.
Yeah. See, look. I never saw the finished products of those ones.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God, they're so good.
Where is that?
That's
Vegas.
on the top of Lone Mountain with Las Vegas Boulevard in the background.
Nice. It
Oh,
almost
this one.
like it's very familiar. Like in Phoenix, we have these types of mountains all the time overlooking the city. It's awesome to be able to do those hikes. Okay, that's a bad one.
Oh no, they get
That's
better.
more of that's more of against Alex. A bad one against Alex. There you go.
There's no such thing as me looking bad. So sorry.
There's
Oh,
some
shoot.
good ones. There were some funny ones floating around in here. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'll have to tinker with it, but I'll have homework now.
I don't know what we're.
So for everybody listening to this podcast, you're like, man, what in the crap are these guys doing? Just looking at pictures, and we can't
Community.
see them. But yes, so if you're looking at this, go. Or if you're not, if you're listening, go and check out the YouTube because you're going to see these pictures of them literally on top of a mountain, overlooking the city of Las Vegas, and it's the skyline, which is kind of neat. But they're embracing like they are boyfriends,
Lovers.
So yes, it's pretty risque.
In matching shirts.
Yeah. Well, we look good. Oh, they're out of focus. Who took these pictures? Obviously, I didn't take them.
I was gonna say you're in the picture. I don't know how
Yeah.
you took them.
We gave Shelby the camera and
Oh yeah, that's why they're bad. Oh wait. Oh
there's,
wait.
see, there's some
Oh,
of the
wait.
ones. There you
What
go.
is this? Is he?
I told you there were some goofy like.
What is this
Just
curve? What is this curvy area right here, David?
that's
Oh,
called
ouch.
that's a gut. That's a great angle.
This is out of focus. Well, okay, I don't want to do this all day, but this is good.
We're gonna go as long as you share the screen, I guess.
This is good. Oh wait, here's a good one. Wait a second.
No, wasn't that one of you kissing? You guys kissing? Was it? Did I see that?
No.
Oh,
I'm
that's
licking.
close.
No, it's Alex
licking.
apparently licking my face.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Or close to it.
Okay,
Well,
like literally everybody listening to the podcast is like, I'm done listening to these guys look at pictures. This is stupid.
It's not gay if you're wearing your combat boots.
It's not gay if you like it.
Yeah. Don't judge. You're missing out on this community if you don't use code David to go to this event.
And so if you're going to be going, definitely check out the website, REWBcon, REWBcon.com, and use that promo code. Alex is for both David and Alex. Just use promo code Alex.
Yeah, that way you get
Just
those
kidding.
photos because that's what you want.
I
And
want to
so
let
when-
you know, for everybody who's listening, for $50, you get for using the discount code, you get $50 off. And if you want to hire me to come out and shoot a conference for 3 days, my actual rate that I charge for 3 days is about $4,000. That's what people are paying me these days to shoot a conference. So you can have that for free, or you can use David's conference code and get fucking nothing.
Nothing. Well, yeah, even though it's my conference, Alex, I'm going to buy a ticket with your promo code. So I get you taking pictures of me.
Smart choice.
My goodness, I forgot to record this entire podcast. I guess it's never gonna see the light of day. If you use my code, you get to go to my event. Otherwise, you're gonna be standing in Alex's doing like a headshot for 5 minutes and then going, why is there no one else in here? Oh, because you're narcissistic and wanted pictures of yourself instead of community. Which is
Yeah,
the real reason
also-
for REWBcon.
With REWBcon,
He's still
go
selling.
ahead. I just got to share that
Let me just mute
it's
Alex
literally-
real quick and then
it's literally in Phoenix in winter time, which is just amazingly beautiful. And so it's like the peak season. This is when spring baseball happens and everything. I even got a like 60% off of the hotel that if you go right now, it's going to be at least $500 to get one night. It's only $229 if you're going to stay at the hotel. It's so much great. And also, guys, when you go to conferences, I suggest, and I'm pretty sure you guys do this too, stay at the hotel because that's where all the action is going on. And you get to go and basically sleep in because you're going to be out till 2 a.m. and you're going to be at the hotel. Then if you want to go away, if you're introverted, you got to run to the hotel. Like I got to go get away from people for 20 minutes. You go run to the hotel room to come right back. But I love that fact that we have this at a good size hotel because we're going to have so many people there and it's beautiful here in Phoenix. And so it's just going to be amazing to be able to hang out with all these great people.
Always stay at the hotel that the conference is at. Rookie mistake. That's good advice, Dustin. I already have my hotel and my flight, by the way. I'm rooming with my best friend in the whole wide world. Separate beds because we both have significant others. But
David, you're rooming with David? Is that
no? Excuse me. Nobody should room with David.
David's
snores
rooming alone.
Yeah, David. Oh my God. The hotel other guests, the next door neighbor guests call the hotel and have to change rooms with sleeping in the room next to David.
And so wait, so Alex,
mind you, Alex roomed with me like 4 times before ever deciding this was an issue.
Dustin, can you believe that we've been podcasting for 2 years? I do not know how he puts up with the abuse.
I don't know either. I think but it's fun though. That's why people listen to it, because they love hearing it go back and forth. Now, Alex, what are you going to be teaching on at the conference in your session?
Transitioning from single to multifamily, the skills you need to get rid of, how to focus, how to get the right team members, what's the same, what's different. Yeah, I made that transition successfully and getting better at it. So I think that I'm in a mode these last 2 years where I'm kind of don't learn more than teach kind of thing. So I'm not really going to be teaching as much as telling what I did and what worked for me, and hopes that that's useful.
I honestly think that's going to be fantastic. I know. So right now I have all my audience, the people that are coming, they love single family homes, but at the same time, we know with monopoly, you just continually grow into multi-unit, and that's a huge transition. I mean, because people ask me, "Hey, Dustin, you've already taught me, 4 units and below, how to do that. And can you teach me multifamily?" Like, no. That's a big ball of wax that I don't want to get into. There's so much more you need to learn and unlearn, just like you said, Alex. So I think it's going to be a fantastic talk. So I'm probably going to have to sit in there and listen, so I could at least say, hey, whenever any of my students point to me and say, hey, go talk to Alex. He's the man.
Correct.
And before you ask me what I'm presenting about,
I was just going to do that too.
I am going to just stop here and say, I have no idea. I don't remember what we talked about. And so I was like, as soon as you asked Alex, I was like, I'm next. And I don't remember the answer to that. And I didn't look at it. So you want to refresh my memory? We talked about?
Well, there were a few different things.
I was going to say, I don't know if we had actually settled on one yet, or if we had.
Did not.
Okay.
And the big reason why I wanted to bring that up is because I wanted to put you on the spot and say, yeah, David, you still haven't told me what you're going to be talking about.
David's superpower is content marketing. He doesn't actually know it. He doesn't know it. I tell him all the time, he doesn't know it. He doesn't know how to use it. He has the opposite problem that I do. I know how to make engaging content. I cannot get it to market. David has an incredible market, doesn't know what to fucking do with it.
Thanks.
I guess.
Use code Alex, I guess. I don't know.
There you go. Boom! That is the audio highlight right there. Use code Alex. He said it.
So, David, now that you're out of basically working a job, what has changed for you? Because I'm thinking that is a big thing that you could potentially share on, is like, how have you grown and how you can use that into your real estate investing?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I did a presentation at an event in Orlando on like W-2, like challenges that you have with a W-2, like lack of time, lack of income, stuff like that. And I could probably spin off that to correlate into like the pivot. Cause I mean, it's been crazy. I mean, I've got 2 people that two employees in the room next door. I've got a cold caller. I've got a couple of virtual assistants now. We've got 6 deals under contract that we're wholesaling or closing on ourselves this month. Things have gone kind of wild, and it's been an interesting ride going from like military life to like making my own schedule. So I think a lot of that would probably be right in line with, similar to what I did at Flip Hacking Live, but maybe more focused on like the time management side after, and the managing of a team. And the part that's hard for me is like letting go of the reins and letting other people take things. Luckily I've got people in my life to nudge me and say, hey, dumbass, like you need to give me this, let me take this over. But
Here's
I
an
like this idea because it fits quite in. I'm so sorry. I can't help myself. I think this idea fits really well into line with Dustin's brand in that, successfully unemployed. So I think the transition between having a W-2 and not having a W-2 is far harder than people realize.
Oh, yeah.
It's more than just money. A lot of it is time management. A lot of it is purpose and meaning.
Okay, I still haven't found a hobby.
Yeah. Yeah. The best thing that David's done is grow that mustache out. Thank Jesus. He's got a great beard coming in. It's really coming in now. I'm very proud of you. I literally, but yeah, I think that's a great talk. I think that fits into your brand.
I think it would be really well. And I was thinking, if you're talking a little bit about how you're scaling your business to grow out of that, then literally the challenges that come, and then how to not necessarily scale, but like how to make sure that you're going to be doing that successfully. Because even just the thought of, oh my goodness, how am I going to get a mortgage if I don't have a W-2? It's so much harder to get a mortgage without a W-2, but it's absolutely possible.
The house that I'm standing in right now, we had to go from a VA loan to a conventional loan to pull all of my debt off it and put it under my name, my wife's name completely. And I had to gift her the down payment.
Wow.
Yeah. But
that's creative. You have to figure that out.
It's still totally doable with my income. It was just that at the time, I didn't have the tax returns and I didn't have anything else. And my military income was ending, but my disability income hadn't started. So I was in a really weird spot where it was nothing I have counts. Whereas now I'd be okay, but
But what it really comes down to also on top of that is getting creative, and people are not very creative in general when it comes to real estate or investing or finding money or all that sort of stuff until they know what's out there. If they have actually been shown this is the way I've done it, gets their wheels turning. So I think that's a great talk, at least for me. I think it would be really beneficial for all of my students.
Well, I would be glad to give that presentation.
That's great. Now, if you guys remember, just a couple minutes ago, I shared that during the conference itself, remember, we're going to have the closing party. So Saturday night, you have to be there for the closing party. That's going to be, Alex is going to be literally drunk off his butt. So it's going to be so much fun being there for that. But on top of that, during the conference itself, I literally have an entire room that's going to be not a hotel room, literally a conference room, a session room blocked out for all of the people, all these speakers, all these influencers that are coming as a meetup time. So everybody, it's from, let's say, Broke is a Choice. Is that still your brand, Alex? I mean, I can't remember. What is it now?
He chose
it kind of is. I'll tell you what, I've been thinking about changing the name. I need something new. And so I don't have a good idea. I'm thinking about changing it to Wealth is a Choice, kind of a next evolution.
There you go.
But I don't know. So for right now, it's Broke is a Choice.
So if everybody that's using the promo code Alex, or even just, hey, I like this Alex guy. I don't know why you'd say that, but I'm just kidding. I like Alex a lot. In fact, what's so funny is he and I, we think differently, we invest differently, but at the same time, we get along really well because as you guys have learned, David and Alex are just great guys. And so being around great people really helps. And so Alex is literally going to have a spot, literally an entire hour. You can go hang out with Alex. Or if you want to go hang out with David, he'll have another hour, and same with me. And so we're going to, like
overlapped?
I said,
Dustin, are those overlapped?
No, as best I can. No, I'm trying not to.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So Alex,
you don't want to have to make somebody pick.
Alex's will be in a janitor's closet. And mine will be in the conference room next door.
Well, here's what we could do. We can even put both of you guys together in the same room, because I think that would actually be really fun for a lot of people who actually listen to your podcast and say, you know what, getting these guys bantering back and forth, you'll get to see that dynamic, because I've seen it firsthand. It is hilarious. So that might even be a good fit.
Just don't get me drunk around Ryan Pineda and we'll be good.
We won't.
I fangirled.
That wasn't your best moment.
So who's Ryan Pineda?
Exactly. Boom.
He's not at your event.
Good. Okay. Got it. I should know him if he was. Yeah. That's
well,
funny.
Not if you used code Alex, because then he's just not showing up in your system.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really pumped to even just hang out. Oh, so here's really fun. I haven't told really anybody other than the speakers. But I'll let it out on your episode here, David. So I actually am putting together on Thursday night, the Thursday evening. So check in, registrations on Thursday afternoon, evening-ish. Nothing really going on there. It's just we're kicking off Friday morning, breakfast in the morning and all that sort of stuff, and getting started at 8. But a Thursday night, the night before, I'm getting together all the speakers together. We're all going to get together. We're going to have dinner. We're going to really just develop community ourselves so we get to know each other. We're all investors too. We're all really good people in a sense too, where we're just like love helping people. But we're going to set the tone for the rest of the conference at Thursday night, hanging out, just us. I'm not going to tell anybody where because I don't want anybody to show up, but just the speakers are going to get together. And we're going to build the community there, bringing into the rest of the event, making sure that the community is all about you. Like whoever is attending, if you are attending, we want it to really just benefit and bless you as an investor so that you can grow. And basically the goal is to make investing better. And the way you do that is through community, through helping each other out. I know when I first got started, I don't know about you guys, but when I first started, it was 2006. There was no podcast. There was nothing other than like spammy 2 a.m. infomercials where they try to get 40 grand after you try to go to their sessions, which I almost got duped into. So I was doing it alone. Now, after going to things like FinCon where we met, realizing it's so much better when you're not alone. It's so much better when it's a team sport. We're helping each other out. What do you guys think about that idea of like really just having a bigger community? It's not like we're not competing. It's more like we're helping each other out. We're in a team. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I'll tell you this. We got 6 deals under contract like 2 weeks ago, right? We went from like nothing to 6 and like, right. And it overwhelmed me immediately. I was like, holy crap, I don't know what to do with all these. 2 of them are being funded by a friend of mine as private money, funding the purchase and the renovation. 2 of them are being purchased wholesale by friends of mine. One of them I'm taking down myself. Another one is being funded by another friend. And then, so like in like a matter of 2 weeks, we raised about $250,000 in private money on 3 of those deals, sold 2 to friends, or contracted to sell 2 to friends. And then somebody lent me $90,000 as a second position lien on a renovation. And so I say that just to say, like, if you don't think real estate is like all about community and who you know, these are like investor friends that I just called and was like, hey, you got any interest in, like, you got any cash sitting around that you want to put to work? I'll give you 2 points and 10% interest, or 1 point and 10% interest, or depending on the loan. And it was like $354,000 in a matter of like 2 weeks and a few phone calls to friends that I'm going to pay, probably close to $20,000 in interest over the next 6 months on, if not more. But like, if that doesn't speak to just all being about community and why it's important to know people and help people and get out in the world, like, that's pretty crazy. That's the first time I've ever done that. That was like totally eye-opening to me as all this kind of like fell together. I was like, holy crap. Like, this is really cool. So I don't know.
Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what people think about me on this show, but I'm not driven by money that much. I'm really not. Really not. And so interestingly enough, the 2 things that really drive me are meaningful relationships, and cameras, which is I use to create meaningful relationships. And it turns out that everything that I've ever wanted to do in real estate comes from having meaningful relationships. So for me, community is not just the means to an end. It's both. It's the end. It's both. It's like I can make money by hanging out with people and developing a community. And that's the only thing I really want to do anyway. So I'm going to go to 4 or 5 conferences this year. And some of them, like last year, I went to FinCon and it was a bust. And I didn't learn anything. And the event wasn't that great. And it was in a magical moment because I had meaningful interactions with real, genuine relationships, and I developed community. So for me, I'm going to go and teach people real estate because that's what they want to learn. And I just know it like the back of my hand. So spitting off real estate wisdom takes no effort for me. I mean, some people it's hard for, but like David said, everything that I'm going to do great in real estate is going to come from dead ass. It's going to come from somebody else doing the work, me having the idea and saying, I know how to put these pieces together. And that's just the way I do it. And so for me, relationship is the beginning and the end. I don't care about anything else. So 100% community.
I would absolutely agree with both of you guys on both of those. And especially with the end goal. Like I said, it's not to build a conference. It's not to anything like it's literally develop a community. Because like I said, when I first got started in 2006, there was nothing like that, like this ever. And at the same time, every single other conference that I tried to go to was literally all sales pitches. And it was just horrible. And so I was like, there's nothing like this that we can actually go as an investor and really just meet other investors who want to help each other out. So I thought, let me just go ahead and create it. And I've been blessed now because I know so many great people like Alex and David, like you guys, on as well as other speakers. Like I called everybody up and I said, I literally called them on the phone. Hey, what do you think about this? This is my idea. What are your thoughts? And all of them were literally saying, 100%. There's nothing like this, or at least we don't know of anything like this. There are other conferences out there, but it's not the goal of what we're having is develop a community, to develop relationships. That's my end goal. I'm blessed now. I have plenty of properties. I have online businesses. I have all that sort of stuff. Now it's literally about how many more people can I serve and help to make in the long run just life better? Because I know you guys have probably experienced this. The more people that I serve, the more people that I help, the better my life gets and the better their lives get. So it's just a win-win-win all around.
This is going to be an intimate community because I'm going to talk to Dustin as if he's not here for a moment. There's no way that he's going to have 1,500 or 2,000 people here because he's doing it too soon. So it's not going to be a big thing where you get lost in the shovel. It's going to be intimate, which is how you develop real relationships. You don't networking with a guy like Alex or a Matt Faircloth or a Jay Scott. It's like meeting them doesn't get you anywhere. It's you got to have their cell phone number. You can text them. You got to have a real relationship with them. That comes from intimate moments, like intimate, small scale stuff. Secondly, conferences are loss leaders for branding. Dustin doesn't have anything. He's not gonna make any money on this, and you don't have anything big to sell you. This is a passion project. Either he doesn't know it and he's screwed, or he's doing it as he says, hey, this is a passion project. So I mean, honestly, if this is just like a hawk money thing, like I don't need to go to this conference to go network with David and Shelby and Dustin and Chad Carson, people whose cell phone numbers I already have. I'm going because I know there's gonna be meaningful relationships to be built. There's a community to be built. Maybe I can serve. I live by serve first. I can help some people that do want to learn real estate because that is gonna be part of it. But the people that are gonna go to this conference, we're gonna be friends. And then, you develop those relationships and then freaking a year later, you're like, hey, Alex, I have this deal that I can't fund. Can you help me? Yeah, I most certainly can. And that's how real estate actually gets done. And on that note, if I could make a pitch, because every time I'm on this show now, I want to pitch something for David. His mastermind group, the War Room. I would not have closed my 52 unit if it wasn't the War Room. And it wasn't something that I just showed up and said, can I get this deal done? It was a year and a half of relationship building before that happened. And then another 12 months that I joined Climb Capital because of the War Room. Things don't happen right away. If you want this conference to change your life, it doesn't change your life in a day. It changes the trajectory of your life. And then everything is different. So you have to go. You have to use discount code Alex. You're going to get mad social media posts. You're going to feel good about yourself because you're like, I didn't even know I actually looked that good. I never felt so confident before. And now you're going to have the whole world going to be like, I didn't know he looked that good. I didn't know he was that cool. He had so much fun. Oh my God, I want to do business with that guy. I want to hang out with him. So that only way that it works is if you use my discount code, but you got to show up. We're going to have a blast.
We are. And Alex, you hit the nail on the head. I had to sign a contract with the hotel, $120,000, almost $130,000. I'm guaranteeing if this flops, I literally just got to write him a check for $130,000 because of them outlaying, basically reserving the rooms, the ballroom and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, well, if in the end we break even, I'm going to be happy, but more likely I'm going to lose money. But I really love what you said, that this is going to be so intimate. More than likely we're going to get 200. I'm praying 200 plus people. If we get to 400, I'll be surprised. More than likely to be about 200. But here's the thing. What is super awesome is if you're one of the 200 people there, you're going to have such intimate access to, number one, the speakers. Like our time's not going to be taken up with thousands of people. Literally only like 20, 30, 40, 50 people that are going to be taking up our time. We're going to have so much more time. But at the same time, for you, meeting other awesome people, these are people that are realizing that I need to be in a place that changes my life. Like the trajectory, like Alex said, changes the trajectory of my life. And they are in the same place as you. And so you need to be there, especially as intimate as this is going to be. And Lord willing, I'm going to be able to do this every year. And more than likely, it'll be in Phoenix. I really love Phoenix this time of year. And with that, every year, it's probably going to grow. We're going to get more and more people. Maybe in 3 to 5 years, it might be 1,000, 1,500 people. It's going to be a lot harder to develop that community. What we're doing right now is building that community. Hopefully masterminds start out of this. Hopefully you find other buddy investors, other people that have financing that they can help you on your deals and vice versa. that's the main goal of this entire thing. And so if you're one of the couple hundred people that are going to be there, you're going to be blown away at all the relationships that you're going to be building from this. And also, I want to say this because you guys can probably tell I'm an extrovert. There are probably a lot of people that are introverts. And so if you're an introvert, I want to make sure that you understand that if you see me walking down the hall and you know you need to start talking to people, grab me. I will be there to help you and say, hey, you're an introvert, I'm an extrovert. Let's go meet people because you know that's what you need. I'll give you a quick story. So my brother and he's absolutely introvert. Like if he's going to be anywhere, it's going to be at his home on his computer. That's literally his introverted self. I'm the opposite. I'm the extrovert. We went to Pat Flynn's conference called FlynnCon. We're going to the conference and I told him, hey, his name's Sky. I said, Sky, this is the goal of a conference. Do not think about the sessions as being the goal. You know, the lessons that you're going to be learning there. The community, the networking, that's the goal. And he's like, I'll try my best. And I said, do this, Sky. Put that introverted brain, like make it get out of that box. Make yourself go and meet people just for these 2 days. And this is what's going to happen. I guarantee you, I'll pay for your ticket if I'm telling my brother. I'm not telling everybody this, but I'm telling my brother this. I'll pay for your ticket if you don't get more out of the conversations that you have than the sessions. Kid you not, the first night, he maybe hung out for like 2 hours, hour and a half to 2 hours. And then he was like, okay, I got to go back to my room. And I hung out for like 4 or 5 more hours talking to people. The next night or the last night, what was so awesome, he realized that he needed to hang out even longer. He hung out till like 1 a.m. And from that one hangout, he hung out with one person who literally changed the trajectory of his business. She said, what you need is X, what you need is Y, what you need is Z. And she literally mapped it out. He changed his business. 2 years later, he's now he's successfully unemployed. He's running his business. It's growing and huge just from that one conversation that happened at the last night. So I would absolutely say, if you're introverted, you have to get out of yourself and make yourself go out and talk to people. You'll trust me, you will absolutely love that you did that.
A lot of people who think they're introverts are just shy, and those are not the same thing. Shy can be overcome. It's a habit thing. It's a practice thing. Real quick, the speaker list, Annie Dickerson. This is somebody who I know very little, but I want to actually network, get to know her better. Jason and Peely, I've met once. Yeah. I really want to get to know them better. Yeah. For those that don't know, Julian Sage, really good dude. He's an introvert, right? He's a real introvert. He is doing extremely well in short-term rentals. So if you want to learn short-term rentals, he's going to be there. Michael Kwan, I met at FinCon. That's an awesome dude. Seth Williams, hot shot, down to earth, big platform, real good dude. Paul Thompson, he was on this podcast again last week. Real easy to talk to. If you're a spreadsheet money nerd, like, dude, he's like kind of, sweatshirts, sweaters and button ups. Like he's the guy, right? He'd be like my arch nemesis in terms of like looks, right? But we get same as Dustin and I, like butt heads, don't have the same, probably ideological, we're not the same person. We don't agree on things, but we get along. You don't have to. I start with the assumption that I'm not going to get along with everybody on everything. So I don't care. Shelby Osborne.
She's okay.
Grossly overrated. Sunita, she's a unbelievably competitive human being to the point that she can't even fucking take it herself. It eats at her. And she's done very well in real estate, and she is growing fast. I've known her for a long time. These are going to be great people that are just speaking. Never mind the people that aren't speaking that you can network with. So
these are down to like people. Part of the list and act like it's the whole list. You started something.
I read part of the list. I read the people that I know personally.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I read part of the list.
I can.
How about Dustin goes the rest of the way?
Because I literally know all these people, and they're all really, really great people. So we have Adam Carroll. He's a public speaker. I mean, he literally gets paid thousands and thousands of dollars to go to public speaking, and an author. And he also teaches people how to cut their debt literally in half. I mean, it's really fantastic too. Great motivational speaker, as well as helps people get out of debt. Obviously, you kind of know Alex. I mean, he's okay. Then we have.
I love that you put me second. By the way, I don't know how that happened, but I feel you.
Alphabetical.
There you go. Somebody smart actually realized that. Good job, David.
Damn it.
So
here for your ego.
That's the only clear way to do it, rather than putting David first, Alex second, or whatever. I was like, let's just make sure we put it all, alphabetical. Charles Rose Jr., he's fantastic at private money. He's closed more deals with private money than I've ever seen. I mean, he's fantastic. Annie Dickerson, like you said, Alex, she's syndication. She is meaning multifamily. Great investor as well. David Pere, obviously, you know a lot about him. Diego Corza is a super awesome guy.
One of my favorites.
He's fantastic. So he's going to be teaching a lot about basically getting started, doing house hacking as well. So he's Rat Race to Fi, which he was a DACA recipient, the dreamer thing. He came over here and now he's doing fantastic. Felipe Mejina, I think that's how you spell it, pronounce it. That's Diego's partner in everything. James Parker is super cool. He's going to be talking on communal living. I was like, what? What do you mean, James? He's all, yeah, I want to talk about communal living, basically getting a house that has lots of rooms and renting them out per room. You're going to make so much more. He's telling me this. You make so much more money than Airbnb. You make so much more money than all that stuff if you rent out by the room. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to learn that. Jason and Peely are fantastic. They're syndicators. They do multifamily. Julian Sage just talked about Airbnb. Kirby Atwell also, he was flipping lots of homes, and he realized, my goodness, this sucks. This is so much work. So he went into Airbnb. Now he's doing mid-length properties as well as Airbnb. Lisa Peterson, she's an awesome person. She's going to be talking about commercial properties, how to get into them, how to do commercial real estate. Marco Santarelli is a great guide on passive income. He does turnkey properties, all that sort of stuff. Marie Grasmere, she is a tax accountant for real estate investors. I was like, we got to bring somebody that knows taxes that's going to be teaching. So she's going to be teaching all that. Michael Kwan's a great guy. He's going to be Michael Kwan's an investor himself, but he's also passionate about NFTs. If you know anything about NFTs, they're weird. But
I got to learn NFTs because I'm a photographer. I got to learn this.
You sure do. So Michael Kwan's going to be teaching NFTs and how that is with land, like the future of land investing with NFTs. I'm super pumped about that one. Mike Cavagioni, I think that's how you spell it. He's going to be talking about single family homes as well. Monica Louie, super awesome lady. She's going to teach using Facebook ads to get deals, Facebook ads to get leads and get properties. Paul David Thompson, great guy. Seth Williams, land investor. You guys know Sunitha, but Tom Sylvester, he's going to talk about automating your business, putting systems in place so you literally don't have to work. So this is, and I have two more people that are probably going to come on. They're going to give me a yes or no in the next day or two. But man, I'm just super pumped at all these people. I can't wait to go and learn from all their sessions, let alone just hanging out with them as well.
It's going to be a good time. I'm hyped.
So in wrap up, because we are at the end of our normal recording time, what is the website link? Is it REWBcon.com?
Correct. REWBcon.com.
And then, so what you're going to want to do, guys, and I would share my screen, but I trust that you can visualize this, is you go to www.rewbcon.com and you go all the way through the process and type David, and then you submit and you're good. Or Alex, if you just want photos. I don't know.
Also, here's a great thing. If you get the VIP ticket, so there's different levels, but the VIP ticket is literally having a lunch with all of us speakers, all the investors, influencers that are going to be there. You're going to get on top of everything else that you're getting as a VIP member, but you're also going to get literally a super intimate meeting, lunchtime with us. It'd be Friday afternoon lunch. That's going to be super fantastic on top of breakfast and all that other great stuff. But let me ask you guys, I personally buy the VIP package whenever I go to any conference because I know I'll be able to get around the speakers, the important people that I need to meet. What do you guys think about that?
I have pretty much bought VIP at almost everything. Not even for the speakers. A lot of times it's like, man, I get the lunch there, so I don't have to leave the venue. It really depends, but it's usually worth it.
I am sorry to do this to you, Dustin, but I have never done that. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to give some advice to I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this negatively to you, but I'm going to be honest because that's the only thing I'm good at. I think if you are deliberate about how you network, you can get in front of anybody on this planet. You won't there are things you're going to miss out on. Sure. Also, I look at real estate and say, do I want to be, if I pay more and I go to BP, am I going to be around Brandon Turner? Is that really going to help me? Or am I better off to network with the people who are kind of around my station? Because I know that over the next 10 years, we're going to grow together. The odds of me being.
So is the turnoff the increase in money? Because that's what it sounds like. That's only a negative thing.
Of course.
Okay. So track with me. Because this is,
if it was free, then I would do it.
Yeah. So here, track with me here. This is a friend of mine taught me that, or you walked me through this. And he said, okay, how much is a basic ticket? Calculate that. How much is a plane flight? How much is the hotel? How much is the food that you're going to, like, how much are you spending for this conference that you're trying to get something out of? You're trying to get a benefit of meeting people and networking. If you're going to pay $100 extra for the VIP ticket, why not? I mean, you're already spending this money. Get around, make it as full.
Well, this is, excuse me, this is 300.
You're also getting all the recording as well.
You've put me in a position where I'm arguing against your, and by the way, arguing is like my superpower.
For me, $300 is perfect for me, considering I'm like, well, I get the recordings, I get a conference t-shirt, which is huge. I get breakfast, I get snacks, I get coffee, plus I get the lunch with all the speakers. So for me, it's not that bad considering how much I would have to spend in general.
The speaker lunch is to me the most valuable of that group. And I will say this in your defense, I've never done it, so I don't know what I'm missing. How about that? I've never signed up for a VIP ticket, so what do I know? Well,
hey, you will literally get the access to the VIP because you're one of the VIP. You're one of the speakers, so you'll get to experience.
Yeah, that's why I don't need it, because I am VIP, bro.
So what you're saying is Alex's first look at VIP tickets is going to be really disappointing because it's going to be him.
I guess so. That's
all right. We tried. No, I go VIP at most of the events. And a lot of times it's just because it is. It's like, well, I could either. I like going to get lunch in those small intimate groups, but I do like some of the additional stuff of like a Flip Hacking Live, sitting at a table and getting to ask some of those speakers, personal questions, right? Where it's like a less loud place and I don't have to go as far. And it's like, so
cool.
Plus I'll be there. So, there's that, which is not any more valuable than Alex being there, probably less, but I like food. So, Look, the bottom line is this, guys. You're not going to get sold a bunch of shit. You're going to go hang out with a bunch of real estate investors. It's going to be the FinCon of real estate because FinCon has a lot of community and hates real estate. I haven't publicly said that, so don't at me, bro. But everyone knows. So, but it's going to be a community full of investors coming together to talk real estate without pitching you a bunch of crap. It's going to be a great event in a great location at a great time of year. And you should be there because this is probably the event that I'm most excited about this year. Well, I'm going to a pretty cool trip to Park City to go snowboard and snowmobiling, but that's exciting for a different reason. So,
hey, actually, if it makes you feel better, Dustin, or to give some credibility, I said no to the event that he's talking about because I said, I don't need to go and hang out with David and Shelby and these people. I said no at Park City. I said no to that. And I said yes to this.
That's not the one I'm talking about, but I got you.
Wait, you're going to Park City twice?
No, I'm talking about the Go Abundance event.
Oh, you're going to Park City twice?
No, the other one's not in Park City.
Oh, the other one's, that's right. Yeah, I did. Well, I said no to that one because that one's like 30.
Well, I appreciate it, man. No, it's going to be great to hang out again too.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And Phoenix, for those who haven't been,
I would say no to me to hang out with Dustin too. So, I mean, I get it.
No, I said yes to hanging out with Dustin. I said no to hanging out with David.
That's what I said. I would say no to me to hang out with Dustin. Stop saying the same thing as me and thinking you're better than me.
Yeah. I'm sorry. My default to disagreeing with you.
I know. I'm going to make it hard for you by saying what you would say. All right, Dustin, anything we're missing? I think we've probably hammered this home and shit talked enough, but if we're missing anything.
The one last thing that I always get the question, who is it for? Like, is it for advanced investors? It's like, well, it's not necessarily for any like specific style of investor. If you're beginning, it's absolutely for you. If you're intermediate, it's definitely for you. Advanced, like we're not going to say when advanced, I'm thinking like this particular contract, this line, this paragraph, we're not going to be doing that. This is going to be about, like I said, community. And so it's definitely for beginning investors and intermediate investors, even advanced investors as well. Because like I said, building community. But if you're just getting started, 100%. If you're interested in learning about land investing, we have experts on land investing. If you're interested in whatever it might be, there's going to be somebody there that's an expert in there. So it's definitely for literally every single person.
I will say this too, aside, like real estate aside, everybody that's in here has a big content platform, has big social media presence, and is growing. So if you want to go like learn how to do that side of the business, which I mean, David's investment platform or his investing experience is bigger, way bigger than it would be if he relied just on his real estate skills and didn't have the platform. So like the platforms are huge. The social capital is worth more than the real estate itself. So like if you want to go there and learn how to do that side of it, which you should, also a great, like that's a big part of the conference. Everybody who's there has a platform. Good talk.